what is the current state of retail and how has that industry really been impacted by the recent global changes?
And no, absolutely, Kristen. I think that retail has had a really challenging time over the last decade. We've seen a lot of transformation. There's been a tremendous increase in competition with e-commerce growth. Shoppers are tech savvy and more demanding. And of course, with the introduction of e-commerce, we've seen growing operational complexity. But COVID-19 has created a new and especially tough dynamic that retailers were not and still are not prepared for, which no one can still predict the outcome of. But we've definitely seen some headlines, some of them not so positive with permanent store closures and bankruptcy, but some much more positive with increased investment in technology and some optimistic recovery plans and growth. But I do think we'll see some short-term and some long-term challenges that will continue to affect retailers. So obviously, compliance with new protocols like safety precautions and a maniacal focus on cleanliness. And while omnichannel has been a staple for retailers for a long time, the new fulfillment channels that have been skyrocketing, like curbside and buy online, pick up in store, have really required retailers to adjust their operations quickly. And retailers don't just need to provide a safe environment for their shoppers, obviously their employees as well for their return to work and constant retraining of new associates to make sure that they're providing that safe environment for the shoppers. And the store isn't the only challenging thing for retailers right now. Obviously, the supply chain is quite stressed. There's, on one side, some retailers are seeing overwhelming growth of online orders, and on the other side, they're seeing unexpected demand slowdowns that they really have to respond and react to. So there's some confusion and some complexity. And all this leads to what will probably be a struggle with cash flow for a little while and really figuring out how to manage a fluctuating demand. But overall, I think retailers will continue to see the effects of COVID for a few years, but I think many will emerge much stronger and will usher in what will be the newest era of retailing.
Yeah, I mean, certainly you've articulated a lot of the challenges that I think we had heard about prior to COVID-19, but really the global pandemic has just drawn into sharp focus a lot of the areas where retailers maybe hadn't made that digital transformation.